The trouble started the moment I moved back into my own neighborhood. Not that anyone knew it was mine. I had inherited the entire block of 12 houses from my grandfather, a quiet real estate tycoon who believed privacy was a superpower. Each house was rented out anonymously through a management company, and the HOA never bothered to check who really owned the land underneath their precious community. I lived in house number 3, a modest brick home I kept simple on purpose so no one noticed me. But the moment I parked my 3 trucks and 2 work vans in my own driveway, HOA Karen appeared. Like she'd risen out of the mulch, clipboard, sunglasses, permanent scowl. 5 vehicles, she snapped. This community only allows 2 per household. Expect an adjustment to your HOA fees. I opened my mouth to explain, but she spun on her tennis shoes and vanished, leaving my patience in tire tracks behind her. The next morning, an envelope slapped onto my door. Demanded an outrageous fine, plus a new monthly fee, due to excessive cars creating visual clutter. On my own street. I tried talking to the board at their next meeting, but the moment I stepped inside the clubhouse, every head turned as if I'd brought in a herd of goats. Karen leaned forward and hissed, "Renters don't get to complain." I almost laughed. Renters. They genuinely thought I was a tenant in a house I had owned long before any of them had even moved here. I kept calm, simply asking, "Are you sure you want to enforce this policy?" Their reply was a smug chorus of yeses. So fine. They wanted to play the rulebook game? I had the entire library. Later that week, they doubled my fines, then threatened to tow my trucks, and finally mailed me a letter claiming I had 7 cars, counting the 2 belonging to the plumber working next door. That snapped the last thread. I called my lawyer, gave him a smile, and handed over a folder I had been saving for years. The deeds to every house on the block, including the HOA presidents, Karens, and every board members, all 12. My grandfather bought the land outright before the HOA even existed. Their HOA only controlled the structures, not the soil beneath them, and I owned every inch of that soil. The HOA called an emergency meeting, clearly expecting I would crawl in begging for mercy. Instead, my lawyer presented the ownership documents and explained the legal situation in the calmest, politest voice possible. The room went dead silent. Someone dropped a pen. Karen's jaw hung open like a front yard Halloween decoration. And then came the final blow. Without land rights, the HOA had 0 legal authority to enforce any of the fines, fees, or rules they'd been throwing around for years. They were, legally speaking, a decorative suggestion group. I gave them 2 options: stop harassing residents and dissolve the unnecessary rules, or I would terminate their land use contracts entirely, meaning no more HOA ever.